Black Sabbath has really become one of the primary defining forces of heavy metal. Their story started in the late 60s with four friends from Ashton, England, including vocalist Ozzy Osbourne and guitarist Tony Iommi. They first formed a jazz blues band called Polka Tulk, which then later became Earth, a name that they toured quite a bit in Europe under. But then in 1969, they went heavier and darker and changed the name to Black Sabbath. Their second album, Paranoid, was released in 1970, and this song is the title track. The riff that starts off Paranoid is here at the 12th position. It comes out of the E minor pentatonic scale. So here's first the scale. I'll show you the whole pattern. And the area that we're going to be looking at in particular is the low part of it, the first octave. So he starts off by hitting these two, E and A, the fourth, together, and then hammering on to the fifth beat. And then hammer, hammer. And so when you put all those together, then the verse is simply a palm muted eighth notes on the E chord, drop to D, then open up the mutes. That is G, then D, then back to E, staccato, and then the top of a G chord. That's the verse, and then after the verse comes a short interlude. The interlude is played like this, down to C. After that, it goes into the second verse, same as the first. Then, after the second verse, it comes to another interlude. This one's more simple. It's simply E, D, E, D, back and forth. And that brings up something that's kind of interesting about this song. In fact, a lot of Black Sabbath songs do this. They have no chorus. And this song in particular actually has 5 verses. And instead of a chorus, what they do is they do these instrumental interludes to sort of act like a chorus, or take the place of a chorus. And here's the guitar solo. This solo uses an octaver. An octaver is a pedal that when you kick it on, it blends another note, an octave below the note you're playing, and it adds that note in. So here's what it would sound like without an octaver. And with it on, adds that bassier tone. I'm going to turn the octave pedal off, though, as I show you the solo. And you can play it. If you have one, great. If you don't, you can still play the solo without it. So it starts here in box 4, E minor pentatonic. So I'm going to start from this E note here, the root, and we bend up a minor third, a 3 fret, also known as a step and a half, 1.5 step bend. So I bend up, and this is actually a pre-bend. So you bend up before you pick, and then you pick and release it down. Release, pull off, and then pull off. Again, slide, hammer, hammer. Phrase 2 starts in that same position and comes back up through box 4. Bend. Now you notice at the end of that phrase, I slid right up into the 12th position, which is the box 1 shape of E minor pentatonic. Here's the whole scale there. Starting now from phrase 3. And then and now phrase 4. And then the end of phrase 4.